Welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute, your source of internet marketing inspiration.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute. I'm your host, John Henson, and this week wanted to first start with an update from last week's episode. Had someone reach out to me about the backlinking episode that we discussed, and I wanted to pull the email up here. And so first of all, I just want to clarify like a couple of things that I said. There was backlinking, and then I think really what I was talking about was more citation building and external linking, and backlinking on overall. And this was an SEO guy that reached out to me, said, yeah, backlinking is absolutely a scam. And the external linking that I talked about was really the big problem in that. The internal linking, kind of like I said, was, it's something that you can do. It's not something that I don't think you necessarily need a professional to do most of the time. If you just build into your systems, in your content production systems, of adding links to the articles that you do, I think that there still is a fine line between, where something becomes unreadable and a bad user experience. But the internal linking, totally fine. It's the external linking. It's those cold, spammy sales emails that I was really driving home, was the fact that is definitely a scam and something that you should be avoiding. And so my apologies if I did not make that fully clear, but I appreciate, everyone who reached out to kind of point that out. It was mostly SEO people that took, I don't want to say they took offense to it, but they definitely wanted to kind of clarify what that was going on. And I really do appreciate it. I'm glad that, there are SEO people out there who listen and, wanted to have a discussion on it. So I really do appreciate that. And so thank you to those who reached out. But this week I don't even want to talk about marketing this week. I was in just the course of the last few weeks, I personally have been incredibly busy. My calendar has been absolutely slammed for a variety of reasons, but it's just not something I've been used to. I've been here for 7 years, and I don't think I've ever been this close to full capacity. And part of that, if I may be so humble, is I'm a high capacity individual. I can handle a lot of work. I can get a lot done, do it very efficiently. But over the last probably 6 weeks or so, I have been just completely inundated, and I've been exhausted at the end of every day. And some of you out there who own your firms might be thinking, God, it's been every day of my life for the last 20 years. What are you complaining about? And that's just it. I think I got a chance yesterday. I finally felt like I was, things were slowing down. I felt like I finally had some downtime, and I was able to just kind of sit back and reflect a little bit and realize that despite being super busy, it's not like I had any huge problems, right? And we're getting ahead in Center Stage, our other podcast, and we just recorded our 100th episode this last week, and that'll air towards the end of this year. And one of the things that I kind of realized during that recording is, we're always going to have problems, but and issues to deal with, but it's nice to take a step back and look at the kinds of problems that we're dealing with. And in your firm, in your practice, if some of the biggest issues that you're dealing with are making small changes to your website, making tweaks to a blog article, being unhappy with how a social media post turned out, if those feel like the biggest issues in your life, in the grand scheme of things, or your business, whatever the case is, that's things aren't that bad, right? Like, because those are things that can easily be fixed. Those are things can easily be revised, and and so it's nice. It's difficult in the moment to realize that, and it's easy to let emotions take over, to blow up, to get really frustrated. But man, just taking a step back and looking at the problems that we might be having going on, and to realize, like, big picture wise, not that bad. And I think it was good for me personally to see that. As busy as I've been, as stressed out as I've been, I was able to see, it was like, nothing was really broken, nothing was an emergency. All of the things that were going on were things that were driving us forward. You know, I it was I was essentially taken from uh driving a car to piloting a massive, like, Boeing 767 or whatever. Like, and if you've ever seen the cockpit of an airplane, there's just all these buttons and levers and knobs and everything. And if you've ever seen a pilot try to take off, I mean, they're doing all kinds of stuff in there. And it's way more complicated, or at least it looks more complicated than just driving a car. But that's how it felt for me. But I wasn't I wasn't going from driving a car to then trying to fix a plane. I was just driving the plane, and everything was moving forward. Nothing was a detriment. It's not like things here at Spotlight Branding were on the verge of falling apart. It just wasn't the case at all. Everything was moving forward. And it was good to finally, once I finally got a moment, um, it was good to look at that and realize, like, big picture, not that bad, not that bad at all. And for me personally, and I know for a lot of you lawyers out there, you're really high executors. You're down in the weeds all of the time, and it's hard for us to get up at the 10,000-foot view and see everything that was going on, because we're just so down in it, and we're focused on all of the tasks in front of us and everything that we have to accomplish. And it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. And yesterday, when I had some time, at least yesterday as I record this, as I had some time to just kind of sit and reflect on it, it's so important to make time to get up in that 10,000-foot view, to remind yourself, what's really an issue, what's really broken, what is truly uh dangerous and potentially detrimental. And I think at the end of the day, for most of us, uh, there isn't as much danger, or there aren't as many things that are broken that we might think. And so, hopefully, as you're sitting here listening to this, wherever you are, just take a moment to get up high, get up in the 10,000-foot view, and just kind of look out across your firm, and just, look at the problems or the issues that you're facing, and just kind of take stock of what's truly, urgent and potentially dangerous, and, kind of reshape that perspective, that perhaps the issues that you're dealing with, the things that you're working on, aren't necessarily fixing what's broken, but it's pushing you ahead. And I think that makes the job that you're doing a little bit easier, at least for me, and how my brain works. Maybe your brain works a little bit differently. Um, but I do appreciate all the feedback from the episodes. I appreciate this team that we have here. And I just appreciate everything that we're doing here, and my job personally. And so I hope that you, can take a moment to reflect and kind of shift that perspective a little bit. And especially if you were feeling burned out, maybe you were feeling a little, I guess, not bored, but just kind of over it and just kind of tired of being a lawyer. And maybe you can refine some of that spark and rejuvenation again, just kind of taking that 10,000-foot view and seeing what's actually going on, and kind of shifting that perspective a little bit. So, um, obviously a different episode this week, but hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully you can take a couple of moments today, tomorrow, sometime this week to get up there, get that 10,000-foot view, and just kind of take stock of everything that's going on, and realizing that some of the things that you had placed high importance on serves a different purpose, or is not a dire situation, but more of a big opportunity that you're pursuing that's going to move everything forward. So hopefully that's the case for you. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to we'll get back into the marketing stuff next week. Got some great episodes coming up, just around content marketing and the value of it, and vendor relationships, all that kind of good stuff. And so thank you for continuing to listen. I really do appreciate the feedback, and I really do appreciate all of you for listening. And that's going to do it. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining us. Please visit lawfirmmarketingminute.com for more information. We'll see you next time.